Hey everyone, welcome to Us Being You. We're still trying to, I guess, figure out what that means. But I like to look at it as like us being a representation of yourselves. My name is Ollie, and that's my uncle. His name is Fadi. We like to call him FA. And so that's pretty much what you hear me call him most of the time, you know? And yeah, I guess let's get it going. So, FA, tell me, what's up? How's your day so far? How's your day today?
Well, hello everyone, and hello Mr. Ali. So far so good, my friend. Just another day. Just another day.
It's funny, you know. It took us a while to get to this point, I think. Uh, a lot of nerves, a little bit, I would say, but we're here. We made it. I think that's the most important thing.
It's crazy how it started from just a thought, like we were just talking about it and just popped in our head and yeah, let's do it. It took a while, but hey, we're here.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I agree 100%. I think it's gonna be a little awkward in the beginning. We're trying to figure this out, and but you know, I mean, we're just two dudes, normal human beings, no different than anybody else. And yeah, I mean,
Just us.
exactly us.
Just being us. That's it.
What are you writing down? I'm curious.
I don't know. I like to write stuff when I talk. I don't know. I just sometimes I do this.
And
I don't
what
know.
are just random
Uh,
ideas or scribbles?
just random ideas, uh, draw something, just nothing specific, really. Nothing too specific. Poetry sometimes. I
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
know.
okay. I see you're a poet.
Sometimes. Well, yes and no. I mean, just ideas, hits my mind, lines, they hit my mind, and I like to write them down.
Fair enough. Fair
Um,
enough.
yeah, yeah.
The FA. So, I mean, like, tell us a little about yourself, man. I mean, you're an interesting dude,
Uh,
I think. I love you a lot. I mean, that's why we get along. And
yes, sir.
even though there is I guess you could say a big age gap. How old are you now?
43, sir.
43. Damn. Yeah, I'm 25. So what is that? 18 years? If
Yeah,
my math
well,
is correct.
mentally, I'm 43, but physically, I'm 19.
Physically 19?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know about that one. You sure?
Oh yeah. I keep I try to stay 19, 20.
Do you think so though? Like, do you like what is it that makes you think that you're capable of or feeling like a 19? What makes you feel like a 19-year-old basically?
I read something years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't remember exactly how it goes, but that hits my mind, and since then I've been following it. They say we grow because we stop playing, meaning we grow older because we stop playing. Oh, I'm old now. I gotta sit down. Oh, I'm old
Like,
now.
do
I'm
you
not
think,
gonna
hold on,
do
but do you
this.
think it's a mental thing, like that you have to
Oh
sit
yeah,
there and like, do you think, okay, you hit 40, right? When you hit 40, or let's say when you hit 30, would you say when you hit 30 was when you first started feeling a little like older, or when was that like turning point for you? Where you, oh, hold on, actually, sorry, this, what I'm saying is like in general for most people, because like you're saying you yourself, you still feel 19. But my question is, I'm sure you have moments where you sit there and you're like, damn, like I'm 40.
oh definitely, definitely. When the kids want to keep playing all day long, you feel it, you know. But
Interesting.
I thank my kids because they keep me 19. Because without them, I wouldn't be playing basketball every day. I wouldn't be riding bikes every day. So they keep
Yeah,
me
but I always feel like you're the one
physically
who, based on the person that I know, like you're the one who initiates all this for them, though. I mean, like I'm sure
very
they,
true,
but like
very true.
clarify a little bit, because of course I'm sure your kids push you forward, but the thing is, aren't you the one also taking that step and telling them like, yo, let's do this. Let's like I know you guys like to
Oh,
play ball all the time.
definitely. Definitely, definitely. I mean, to be honest, I feel it's in me since I was growing up. I always like to be active. I always like to go outside. I always like to play
Really
basketball,
though?
soccer,
Do you remember like
tennis.
so when you were in in Lebanon, right? In the slums, right
Yeah.
by the train tracks, right?
Yeah.
Do you have memories of you just like playing around? Like what did you guys do? You guys played sports and stuff when you were younger or like nah?
Hell yeah. I mean, when school ended, like I had three, four friends who stay in touch till today. It's like very close friend, and one of them is
Even
like
till
best
now, you
best
guys
friend.
even after like you moved to America?
Yeah. We stay connected on WhatsApp. Like, yeah, we still
You
do.
know, WhatsApp is
I
actually
mean,
super helpful. Like if you think about it,
yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
like dude,
it is.
you can talk across the world for free. You know, I wouldn't have met my fiance if it wasn't for WhatsApp. Well, I mean, I'm not. I mean, I would have met her, but it would be super hard to communicate. You know what I'm saying? I
It
think it
makes
like
it easier.
yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
back in the day, I'm sure if WhatsApp or a form of communication wasn't made, you and your friends would it just be dead, no?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yes, 100%. And just not that only when I met my wife, I was paying about $1,200 monthly on phone
Nah,
bills
get
because,
$1,200
well,
just to
okay,
talk with your wife?
just
I
imagine
say no
you're
way.
talking just hold on, hold on. I'll explain a
Oh,
different
what
way.
year is this, by
You
the way? Because like
you
1,200 now is
was
considered a lot. Like,
2006. That's when we start talking. There was no WhatsApp back then.
how'd you get this money? This is the
Smartphone
thing. I'm
smartphone was barely start freaking,
like, was the
like
iPhone out yet?
2007.
Do you remember
I
when the
think
I?
2007 was the first iPhone.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Just imagine you now,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have WhatsApp. Just imagine you right now talking to your girl and you have to go to the gas station and buy cards, scratch the number, type in the PIN number and call her. $5 for 20 minutes. How long do you
$5 for 20 minutes? Bro,
yeah.
I talk a
And
lot,
and guess
Loki.
what? These companies, like they're cheaters. Like when you let's say you talk for 2 minutes and you hang up
Right?
the phone and recall again, 10
They,
minutes is gone.
no shit.
Yeah. So you better, she better be ready and answer the phone because she doesn't, you wasted half your money
No,
gone.
no, what? It wastes the
Yeah.
minutes even if she doesn't answer?
Yeah, it rings and doesn't
Wow.
answer. Yeah, some of them then, yeah, buy this card better, buy this card better. It's all game, man. I mean, in the end, it's the same shit.
But
How
hey,
how
I
long do you
mean,
stay on the phone? How long do you stay on the phone?
bro, I
I
mean,
bet hours.
yeah, I average probably like 2 or 3 hours, at least 3 hours sometimes.
Just imagine you're paying $1
Yeah,
per minute.
yeah, though, yeah, that's kind of wild, Loki. Yeah, dude. I
This
mean,
adds up.
look, I mean,
And
I'll be
guess what?
honest. I mean, you do it for love. It is what it is, though. But like,
Yeah, and guess what? No FaceTime. You don't see her. You don't per text message used to be like $1.49.
send one message.
Yes. So you better
Yeah,
write
bro.
everything you want
Dude, you
in
know
one
what?
text
It was
message.
expensive to be a foreigner in America if you think about it. Like even
Oh
going to
yeah.
school, what they charge you like double or triple. That's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Just a lot of app kind of changed everything.
Yeah.
Smartphone changed everything. A lot
I
of
mean,
things.
I think it's what connects the world as a whole. No, like now, like phones. Like think of the power you have with just your phone, the things you're able to do, the things like the way you get around life with it. I okay. Yeah, sometimes Yeah, you know what I'm
Uh,
saying.
One
But
time my son cracked me out. Like we were just talking. I was telling him how we were connected back then. We didn't need a phone. He was like,
yeah, that's I'm actually
Dad,
curious how that is like for you guys from
eh,
back. You gotta
eh,
dive a little deeper into that. But first,
yeah,
tell
but
me what your
but but
son
he
said.
goes like that. We're more connected right now.
If you
Those
think about
please
it,
said,
yeah.
yeah.
But
He says, please don't tell me about connection. Like we're connected. I could be talking to anyone in the world in a second.
isn't it weird? But isn't it? But he has a point though. But the thing is, I guess connections are different. They're not the same as they used to be. Like people used to look out more for each other. You could say like there's more of a bond. There's more of like there's more of a brotherhood. There's more of that, things
Oh
that bring
yeah,
you
dude.
together rather than just a simple idea of like now it's like, hey, I'm just texting you. Sometimes like you don't even communicate with people like vocally. All of it's just messages
It's
straight for
how many people or neighbor do you know on your street you
me in
live on right now?
California. No,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
what
I grow
you
up.
you know your neighbor, but like you don't know him like that. Like just like, hey, how are you? It's kind of like that. I'm sure there's people out there though that have a stronger communication, but in California, it's not as like. I don't feel it's as common, you should say, I would say, as just texting someone. Or sometimes people don't even want to answer the phones, bro. It's just all messages. I don't know. I
That's
guess
crazy.
it's
What I live here in Texas, we all know each other. I love Texas, by the way,
why'd you say that's crazy? Like it's like I felt like
because that's crazy.
no.
That's freaking crazy. Like, how could you not know your neighbor? How could you not say communicate
Well,
with your neighbor? Like when we
with
go on
y'all,
vacation,
yeah, isn't it?
I
It's funny.
text
I say
all
y'all
my
because of
street.
you, but
I let them
you
know
guys
we're
have
on
to.
vacation.
No way,
Like,
not like that. Like they
yes,
know you
sir.
guys are gone. Oh, like to look out for the house.
Yes.
Yeah,
And they do the
I don't
same
really think
thing.
that's a law in California. Like it's rare to see something like that in California,
Same
honestly.
thing over here. Same thing. I mean,
Why? What do you
probably
mean?
not. What do you mean? Like,
You're
I
saying same
mean,
thing there, like it's not common? Or are you saying it's like,
no, no. I mean, I'm sure maybe some neighborhoods they don't communicate, but most of it is like family, dude. Like I'm telling you, like we
oh, I see what you're
talk.
saying. It's like you're saying it's the opposite for y'all. Like
Yeah,
so there's more communication in the neighborhood rather than just like, okay, yeah.
yeah. We all know each other. Like
It's
my
better.
kids
I'm not
outside.
denying that it's not better. It's definitely better. But the only thing that is like I don't know, you just don't see it that much here. It's weird. It's like awkward for everyone. Everyone's in their own lane, worried about making money and not
I don't
raising
like
a
this kind
family.
of. I don't
Yeah,
like this style of life, to be
it's
honest. I
interesting though
mean,
because you love California yourself. I mean, you lived there
oh
for all.
God, yes, yes. I lived there for 10 years before I moved to Texas, and I still love California. I
I don't
still
know
do.
though. I'm kind of tired of it right now. Like it's getting bad.
I'll tell you
Traffic is
what,
insane. What
when
you
you
talking? Oh,
leave,
you want to go anywhere? Minimum 30 minutes. Minimum 30 minutes. Don't leave the house after like once it hits 2:30, traffic. That's it. Like it's done.
it's bad.
It's so annoying
It's
getting
bad.
around.
It's bad over there. Yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, I'm sure
It is.
you get traffic in like in Texas and stuff, but
I would say LA time two.
no, what do you mean? Worse than LA?
No, no, no. LA, it's time two, like meaning
Oh,
y'all have double
wait, why are you
traffic.
speaking backwards?
I don't know. It's me. I guess that's how I
That's true.
speak.
That is you. That is you. But that's why we love you.
Yep.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah,
so how about you? Tell me,
not much.
how was
Same
your
old,
day?
same old. Not too bad. Simple. Just a chilled back day. Honestly, today was pretty lazy. I should have done some studying, I can't lie. But some days you take that break, you need it more than others, I'll be honest. Just get a little mental refresh to jump back into it. But today it was pretty kickback. Went, got some I don't know, these conversations are kind of funny because we're just we're talking, we'll figure something out as we go. So like You know,
Definitely.
we're what's the word I'm looking for? I guess oiling the tracks. I don't know what you want to call it, but we're getting it started. Takes time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of awkward talking like this, to be honest. I remember when we first heard ourselves through these headphones. It sounded very strange.
Like, yeah, I
But
sound cool. Yeah, I sound
yeah,
cool. Yeah, I'll get better, I'm
well,
sure.
yeah. I mean, maybe let's I guess let's talk a little more about why we decided to do this. I guess.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Why? Go ahead.
Well, I mean,
You
I don't
get
know.
them.
I remember you came on your last trip to visit us in California. We kind of just hanging out and we said, why not? We talk a lot, me and you. We get along. Sometimes our conversations just normally just over the phone. We try to talk over the phone as much as we can, as we said, because we live in a world right now that's a little one-dimensional through our phones, I guess. I don't know if that's the word to use, but sure, we'll call it that. But yeah, and so we said, why not? Instead, we could spare an hour a day chit-chatting a little bit, catching up. Worst case scenario, we catch up a little bit. That's about it. And if it works, it works. And regardless, I see it as a good time. And once we get going, get the feel of things, I think we'll be able to put a lot more quality out, if that
Oh,
makes sense.
definitely.
Yeah.
Everything comes with experience. So
Yeah. Even this, it's
day,
interesting. Some people take years, doing this. So
yeah, day after day, you'll get better.
you
Definitely.
think so? I,
Oh
I
yeah,
think I
yeah.
think I think it's a confidence thing more than anything. Like the fact that you're sitting here, you're actually getting here to this point where you're sitting, you're gonna record something for an hour and you're gonna post it to the world, and our judgment is left in the eyes of the beholder or the eyes of others. Yeah,
Very true. Well, today I don't know if I put myself in trouble or not.
interesting. Hold on. Be careful when you get where you get into this, but go ahead.
Oh no, no, no. It's just basic. Well, we were having dinner,
Okay.
and you know how we're taking a trip to Lebanon in the end of May.
Yeah, I tell you, this is an
So
important thing, but
yeah, so we got 30 days left, pretty much, to be
that's crazy,
exact.
huh? Time flies,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, tell me about it, dude. Oh, that's another thing. The older you get, the faster it gets.
What do you mean faster? Like, oh, like the aging?
Oh God, dude, time. If you think time flies now,
Really?
wait,
Like,
wait till you
okay,
get.
then here's the thing. What was the point for you where you said like, damn, like this
Well,
is
because
like, do you remember?
because
Was there any moment like where you felt like this is the moment where it's like, damn, like now I feel a shift?
oh yeah, definitely. Like the busier you get, the more responsibility you have. Okay, you can't catch up anymore.
Would you say
My
the
son wants
responsibility
this.
increases as they get older, or
Oh,
as your kids get like
well,
as when they were
as your
younger?
kids, yeah, no, no. When they grow older, then your responsibility to keep up with them. They want this, they want that, blah blah blah. It's
But
just not that.
I
It's
feel
just
at some point though, like speaking from my experience, like at some point for myself at least, I tried to kind of push myself away from being so dependent as much as I could. But do you feel that like you have your oldest son, right? Do you feel as he's getting older that he's kind of trying to do his own thing? He's trying to figure out his own thing, like his own ideas. And then do
he
you
does.
feel okay, but I'm sure
Yeah,
you feel less of a responsibility there, but like he's still at that age, what, like he's what, 14, 15 now? So it's like he's at that age where he's gradually kind of like building his own path. You know what I'm saying?
definitely, definitely. His mindset is different. He's thinking differently. Sometimes he thinks he knows better than me.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
was like that a lot when I was young. I
we
did.
all went through it.
Yeah,
We all went
I
through
used to
it.
think at my dad like, bro, like no offense, like excuse my language on this one, but I was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with, like, is he okay? But then as you get older, you realize like, damn, bro, this dude had a point, low key, like,
Yeah,
and it makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, sometimes we used to have an argument, and I'm like, I want to prove him wrong, I want to prove him wrong, but I learned the hard way. Let him let him feel it, let him experience that I was right. So sometimes I know he's gonna do something wrong, and I'll put like, hey, this is wrong. You're gonna end up here. No, 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 no. Okay, fine, go for
You
it.
let him run into that wall that he kind of
You
needs to.
got to.
Yeah.
I got to. I learned this the
I'm
hard
sure,
way.
but I'm sure there's moments where you say, you know what, like, no, like that's too
Oh
much. Like
yeah,
I
when
got,
there's
yeah.
when a red line, yeah, then yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah.
understandable. But sometimes I feel if he's gonna hit the wall, he's not gonna hurt
He'll
himself.
get a
He's
little
just gonna
dizzy, he'll get up
do
and keep
some
going.
damage.
Yeah, I feel
Then
that
yeah,
makes sense
let him
though. That
let
makes
him do
sense.
it.
I think for me personally, that didn't happen a lot. Like my dad was always there to like kind of be that safety net. And I think a lot of kids in our generation are that way. So I think that's a very undervalued thing that like a lot of people take for granted. Some parents think that they're helping their kid, you know, by always trying to help them, always trying to be there, always trying to do this. But you gotta have moments where you kind of just let him be, you know, let him run into that wall, let him feel what it feels like to touch that the hot stove or the hot, you know, like the fire, basically. Sometimes that's important to know. Hey, like don't touch that. I told you, in other words. But obviously not constantly. Like, you gotta be there, that supportive figure that you are. I think, but there has to be a balance along the line.
100%. And to be honest, generation these days way softer than
I agree. I agree.
my
I'll
time.
even speak on
Way softer.
myself. Yeah, big time. I think
Yeah.
now you're seeing more of a transition, but
Everything is easy.
slowly it's like
Everything
going.
is there for them. They don't feel anything. They don't feel
Yeah,
no pain. I want this, sure. I want this, sure. Go ahead. It's
but
they
that's
don't
also
know.
you. But that's my point. Is sometimes if you feed that weakness, they won't get stronger. You know,
True.
and
The biggest problem is, I think, Ali, they don't know the difference between need and want.
that's interesting. Yeah,
They don't.
I think that's why like your trips to the Middle East help though. Like
A
even when I
lot.
go, it humbles me a lot. I realize like, damn,
Definitely.
like the simple fact of turning on a light, that's a privilege. That's a privilege that like they wish they could just constantly have electricity 24/7 or and of
Yeah.
course, there's places in America like this, but I'm not talking you're not talking like 50+% of the population are like and not just that, actually in Syria, what they don't even get electricity once every 6 hours. That's insane. Then they have to like they don't got no hot water. They don't got like none of that. So when they go down to like the Middle East, like Lebanon, Syria, the places that we're from, I think it's a good experience for them and it's a good humbling moment. But of course, when you come back to America, you go back to that comfort. But as long as it's in the back of your head, trust me, it impacts your life as you go. I think it did for
It
me at
does.
least. It did for me. I
Oh,
think.
it does. It
Yeah.
does. It does. And even my kids, like, they want to go because it's fun for them over there. They
You
think
know,
it's
you know,
fun.
one thing you mentioned to me, which I love, is that like you could pay a little extra money, for example, to get AC 24/7, like in Lebanon. It's more convenient in Lebanon, but still, I love how you're just like, no, like why? Like let them feel what it feels like to like not have AC all the time. And I think that's such a
100%.
beautiful thing. Like right now, California's about to start getting into that, like it's 80, 85 right now. When it gets to the hundreds in Syria and then Lebanon, I'm sure it gets to the hundreds as well, you know? And actually it does. And you know how humid it is over there. Like
A
how
lot.
yeah, it gets super humid during the summer. But anyway, like you take a shower, you walk out, boom, you gotta take another shower. Like it's bad over there. And imagine you got no air conditioning. You gotta just deal with it. You gotta sweat it out. You gotta live that life of you can't wake up in the middle of the night and turn on the AC when you're feeling a little hot.
You
And
can.
that's important.
You wake up in the middle of the night, no Wi-Fi. You can use your phone.
And
All you
even when
have to
you
do is
have it, that shit's like 2 download speed.
just sit down
It's
and
the
talk to your
worst.
family.
You know,
Talk
I
to your
th- I think
family.
Americans as a whole don't get that experience. Like they don't get that. They think like
They really should.
yeah. I think it's important to get a
Very.
feel of other cultures and stuff like that.
Yeah. So they stop bitching.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Like Americans complain a lot, bro. We be worrying about the wrong things, and like some people, they don't have anything. And imagine most of the world doesn't have basic necessities like hot water, literally just water in general, and electricity, like we said. So I think yeah, going back to the original idea, it's just humbling. It's
Yeah,
good to understand. It gives you a different perspective of life.
100%. And I see one of major problem this generation is facing also. No one can raise a hand and say, "Oh, I did it."
That's true.
It's always,
That's
"No, I
true.
didn't do it." They'll lie a lot.
And yeah, we point
They
our fingers a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he did
Mm.
it, or
I mean, but
other.
even in your generation, even in like the generation you grew up in, I'm sure when you guys were younger, it was more like that. But it's in a diff. I feel like that is the
We Okay,
same, but in a
let me
different way.
explain this.
Like
Let
even
me say this. We grow up in a fucked up mentality. We grow up watching our neighborhoods and parents sitting down talking nothing but lies.
like yeah,
We learned it's okay to lie.
that's true
This is
though.
wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I failed my class, all right? In Lebanon, right?
Okay.
My
Okay.
sixth grade, right? But my mom made me, I was number one.
Like
Like,
they
I'm
like
just
they
sitting down there, like, I'm
yeah
like, oh wow, okay. Like, she's talking to the neighbor, like, so, oh yeah, my
they
son
hype you up
passed it.
even though you just failed
Oh
like
yeah,
completely.
no, what I meant is, like, I'm just looking, they're lying. So I grew up in mentality, please lie so you could get around, like,
That's
always lie,
true. That's
always lie.
true. I think there's a lot of cultures like that as well. But a
Yeah,
majority
but
like
I
yeah.
did wake up and I'm making sure,
Yeah, I
like,
noticed
my
that about
my
you.
kid get an F, I'm sure he got an F.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
it's
I'm not
normal.
gonna go
It is what it
post it,
is. Of
but if
course, of
someone
course.
ask, out in front of him, just say the truth. You got
Yeah.
an F.
I think honesty is a really important thing. I think a lot of people
Very
undervalue it. And I think life is so much smoother when you're just honest about things. And I think we live
easier.
now, yeah, that's true. Like we live in a
It
society
gets
now
easier.
where people are more concerned with like the opinions of others rather than like what makes them comfortable, you know? A lot of times they take decisions that they don't want to take, that aren't the best for them specifically because they're more concerned with what the dude down the block is thinking or whatever, what their relative is thinking. I mean, our culture definitely leads, I think, in that, like our culture is similar to our culture as well. But that's a thing I think a lot of people don't understand that who gives a fuck, bro? Like at the end of the day,
Who
Like,
really does?
yeah, like
Nobody
as long
gives a
as you're
fuck in the end of the
happy and
day.
you're content, yeah, people are gonna talk. But
I
like, what
noticed.
does it do for you if someone is telling you, "Hey, that's not right"? It's like, yeah, but I'm cool. I'm happy. I'm comfortable this way. Like to you, it may not look make sense, but to me, it does. And I think a lot of people don't respect that enough. Like they don't respect that. Hey, this is what I want to do with my life, and I'm content with this way. But yeah,
True. And I believe even kids these days, or generation like my
mm,
generation, some of them, that they buy stuff, like I said, they don't know the difference between need and want.
that's
So
true.
let's say I watch whatever it's called, Apple Watch, right?
Okay.
So they want to spend $150 more just to make sure they want to show everyone that I have the latest one,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
SE. Okay, it's Series 8, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, like the
The
lower series. Yeah.
difference only, I like my son just bought one yesterday, right? And he understood. So we sit down, was like, instead spending $400, he can spend 249. The only difference, I'll tell you what's the oxygen in your blood, how much oxygen in your blood, and it tells you what's your
Your heartbeat or
freaking,
whatever.
no, your temperature when
Uh-huh.
you were sleeping.
Oh shit,
Like,
okay.
you don't need that, son. Like,
Yeah, like you're not gonna
who
actually
gives
use it,
who
especially
get
like you're
but
14.
exactly, you're not gonna use this stuff. Like, this is not for you. You're healthy as hell. You don't need this. But people they'll spend $150 more
That's
just to be like,
true.
yeah, I get the bigger one. Yeah,
I
mine is
think
in
I think
newer.
also a lot of the time it's a subconscious thing. Like some people say like they believe like, oh, I'm doing it for myself, but in reality, that's not the truth.
No,
We all know that's not the truth. Like
no.
a lot of times these decisions revolve around like the opinions of others.
That's why social media kind of like
It definitely messed
killed.
with things. How was it back in the day when you didn't have social media? Like, I'm sure these things were still around though. Like, I'm
I'm
sure you
sure,
guys
but it
people were
wasn't
still
it wasn't
nosy and all like
yeah,
they
it
wanted to
wasn't
show off.
shining.
Whatever.
It wasn't
That's
shining
true. That's
everywhere.
true.
Like, I grew up, I didn't care what I used to wear. I didn't care. Just like, all I cared about, get home, toss my backpack, eat, and I gotta be 3 o'clock at some point meeting my friends. That's all I cared about. And
It's a
I
simple
didn't
life. I think
it
I think
very simple.
I think
Very, dude.
technology definitely sped things forward. It's definitely a good thing to society, but at the same time, it harmed it in a different way. And it maybe not harmed it, but it definitely at least changed the structure of how things are run and how things are viewed, you know? And like now, for instance, there's a lot of kids, I feel, especially for I mean, I went through a lot of this, and I think most like kids in my generation can relate like when I from like 18 to like 25, even now, sometimes here and there, you think about it, you realize how people on social media, everything just seems so perfect. Everything is just like everyone has money, like, and then you look like a failure. Like you sit there, like, damn, I'm a fucking loser. Like I'm 18, like I'm 25 now. This dude's 18 years old, making millions of dollars a year, and you sit there, your life is like being questioned constantly, rather than just focusing on what you have to do and understand that hey, you go at your own pace. It took me time to kind of understand that. As I got older, I realized gives a fuck, bro. Like some people don't make it. Some people like what McDonald's. I think we watched the movie like the founder the other day. I think he didn't make McDonald's didn't blow up until he was about 50 something, like in his 50s.
I love that movie, by the way.
Yeah, that's a beautiful movie. I mean, the way he kind of screwed him in the end is kind of messed up, but
Well,
spoiler if someone, I mean, no one knows what happened, but anyway.
probably a lot of people
I
already
mean, it's an
watched
old
it.
movie. It's an old
What do you
movie. If you
mean? What do
haven't
you mean by
watched it,
by divorcing his wife?
yeah, that's kind of fucked. Like she was with him. She was with him the whole time and just stood by him.
Okay,
It's like,
okay,
come on.
okay. I think you're wrong.
Really?
My son said the
Dude,
same thing to me.
she adjusted to every transition. Like anything he put her through, she was
Very
there for
true.
him. Come
Very
on.
true. Very true. My son, my oldest, he said the same thing. He was like, this is wrong. What he did was wrong. And we had an argument for a good 15 minutes.
And interesting. I would not think that
I'll,
you would side. You're not the type of person for me.
oh,
Like
I
I would
did.
think would side with
I
him in
would,
that
I
perspective.
think he did the right thing.
What? Explain. There's
Yes,
no way. Your
he
brain is
did the right
programmed
thing.
so weird.
His mindset, it's completely different than her mindset. She wanted to be, we're okay, we're fine, we don't need to grow, this is it, let's live a family.
Yeah,
The dude had a
he was
bigger
trying to like
dream.
conquer the world. Yeah, he did have a big
Yes,
dream. Here's the thing. I see what
and
you're saying. Like
and
that.
siding
That's a
with
good way
her,
to look at it, but But my thing
she's
is
gonna
this,
keep
right?
dragging him
I
down.
think
So he
I
had to go. He
that's
had to
why.
go. And the other chick that he met,
Mm-hmm.
she
She was
was like,
on
yeah,
it. She
let's
had
do
this
this.
just like him, yeah. Look,
I
I get
think
what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but the only that's actually a really interesting way to look at it. I did not think of it like that. I don't
it,
disagree with you. I just think it's fuck. Like me personally, I wouldn't be that so money oriented, thinking like, damn. And I get it though. His mindset, he was in a different mindset
yeah,
completely.
I'm not
He was
saying
trying
what
to
he did was
conquer. He
right
was
or
trying to,
wrong. It
in a
just what I'm
sense,
saying, he
right?
had to do what he had to do.
Yeah, that makes
He
sense.
had to do what he
Yeah,
had to do.
that
Like
makes sense.
start having problems. Dude, the worst thing if you're trying if you have a dream and you want
Right.
to achieve your goal and your brother or your sister or your mother or your wife or
Someone, a friend, a
your
close
friend
friend, whatever the case may be, right?
just trying to drag you down. Oh no, this is wrong. This is okay. And you're like
You're
you're
like on it,
speeding.
like he,
You're like
and yeah, he was in the mindset to conquer the world, like it, like
that's
conquer
it.
the like what? Well,
That's
obviously not. When I'm saying conquer the world, I'm speaking metaphorically. What I'm saying is like
his
he,
mentality
yeah,
is
his mentality is
different.
like I gotta divide and conquer, take over America, spread
That's it.
over. Like
That's
that's
it.
actually interesting.
He even told the
And the girl
guy
he met, we
who's
did have that same exact mindset.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's how I saw it though. I might be wrong, but that's how I saw it. Because yeah,
I
I
think
wasn't against it.
my thing is like he did create one of the. I mean, yeah, literally the most popular fast food chain in the world, in my opinion. Yeah, and when I saying we're not saying it's the best, but we're definitely in terms of taste, but we're definitely saying it's pretty good. I can't lie, McDonald's is pretty bomb. But my point is what I'm saying is it dominates the America. Like when you say fast food, the first thing you think of is McDonald's. So I get it. I mean, I think he achieved his goal in the end. I just don't
He
know if it was
did.
worth it. Like if all that like what is it? Just it was. I don't think it was about money for him at some point even. Like I don't think I think he didn't give a shit about the money at some point. Yeah, he was
And
making
and
money,
and
but his idea was just like I want to conquer everything, and the money was like a cherry on top. It came along the way, of course, but that wasn't his mindset. I think. I don't know.
100%.
Interesting take. I didn't think
100%.
of it in that perspective.
Yeah, that's how I saw it. I mean, yeah, she was there for him, blah 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 blah, but
But she wasn't on the same page though. Yeah.
and the dude like, eh, I gotta go. I gotta go. I don't disagree. I think what he did was right. And he didn't hurt her. He was
It's
honest with
interesting
her.
too
Like,
because
I want a
the movie
divorce.
doesn't paint him as a bad guy. Like in the like you probably get a bad vibe off of him, but the movie doesn't. So I think that was you understood it the right way. That's an interesting take.
Yeah, yeah. I really
Mm.
like that movie. I'll definitely rewatch it again. Maybe later on at the
I don't know if
5
I would
years or so.
rewatch it, but now
I mean, probably
having
I'll rewatch it with my other kids, because my oldest only the other kids went to sleep.
oh yeah
But
yeah fair.
probably
Yeah
they want to
those type
watch
of
it.
movies
I'll
don't work for
rewatch it
the
with
young
them.
ones. Actually,
Yeah,
speaking of
yeah.
your kids, it's interesting. When we were thinking of a name for this podcast, and it was funny when you told me you're like, yeah, they sit there for like 5 minutes, not even, and then they don't even bother helping you.
No,
And I
no.
told them, and I was telling you, I was saying, yeah, I mean, like they think you're too old for this shit for sure. Like they're probably thinking like, no way, this dude's gonna sit here and record this. But I mean, here we are.
Yeah, it's funny. Like last week, also we were sitting at the dinner table, and they were like, "So, Baba," I was like, "What?" I was like, "So you and Ali nothing but talk, right? Like, what is your first
Okay,
episode? Like,
it did
what?"
take us a while. It
Yeah,
did
and
take
I
us a while.
said, "Yeah,
I'm glad
hold
we're here
on,
though.
hold on." Yeah. Oh, definitely, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Hey, back to the. I put myself in trouble today.
Okay,
We were having, I told you we were having dinner today, and
right.
we got 30 days to be in Lebanon, right?
Yeah, right.
So we all agreed on one thing, me and my three boys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna by May 26, I should be 10,000 push-ups must be made by then.
Interesting. Why?
So I devo
That's a you have a
so
month. So what is that? How much in a day?
350 almost take give and
350 in a
take.
day? You're crazy.
Yeah, well,
I think you're underestimating this. 350 is a lot. You could probably do
well,
100.
mm, only a
See, this is
hundred?
the problem. See, this is my negativity is kicking in.
No, sir. No,
I have
sir.
to sit there.
I was up today by 5:30, right?
Okay.
My first round I did 76. Actually, my record is 67. Okay. So I did like one
This is
time.
oh, like one hit. Okay, yeah,
Yeah. Then took a break. Then I did probably 50. Then we went played basketball today. And every time the set ends, I do 50. I do. They add up, dude. 300 is not
That's the
much, to be
thing. That's the
honest.
thing.
But
Really?
300 is not much, dude. You can knock them down. I mean, 350 a day, if you put your mind to it, you can easily knock them down. Easily. But after I made that promise, I'm like, oh, I should do more than 350 a day because you gotta rest for one day a week. So I should average about 500 a day. But I'll tell you what though, I should. I
You know,
should.
I
I
think I
mean,
should get on this with you. We should do this.
it'll be interesting. And
Three,
I'm gonna
dude,
write on
that's a
the
lot though.
calendar. That's not a lot, Ali. It's not a lot.
You
I'll
know,
tell
I
you what.
think
Well, you divide them. You do probably you do like probably 150 in the morning.
I don't know why. Like sometimes we speak in Arabic, right? And so it's
Yeah.
interesting. Sometimes when you speak in English, like I'm laughing more often than usual. But at the end of the day, it's like we're very close with each other. But sometimes it's funny because it's like I know you're still my uncle, and I love that. But it's just funny sometimes when you're describing things. So if I'm laughing randomly,
Yeah, I
that's
get
why.
like my Arabic mixed in English.
No,
Well, I
no,
moved.
no. Not like that. Not like that. It's just like I don't know. It's interesting. And when we talk, it's usually over the phone. So now it's like we're on a video call. Like it feels like a
It's
date,
different.
you know?
It's
Like it's
different. Yeah, you could see me smiling. You could see
yeah,
me moving.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I'm feeling a little bit better right now. The
Tell
nervous
me,
is
yeah, tell me like
gone.
initially we started a little bad, I would say,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and then but hey, like I said, with time we'll get better. With time we'll improve. We'll get used to attention if I don't know if we get enough eyes or enough ears listening, it would be beautiful.
I'm
But
sure they'll
yeah,
be
hell yeah.
there. Just consistent, man.
You know,
Consistent.
you're right though. Like that's the thing. Like same thing. Like when you're putting this set number that you have to do every day. If you just sit there and just do it, you'll be good.
Be
Consistency,
done.
consistency and patience are so important. I think especially
That's
this is
that's
another problem. Like our
that's what
generation's has such a short
that's
attention span. So go ahead. Sorry, you
that,
were good.
that's what I learned from the founder too. That's why he
Yeah,
achieved
that's
everything. He
true.
just kept pushing. He kept pushing. He kept pushing. Dude, consistent. I mean, if you consistently want to do something and you put your mind to it, I believe I'm gonna do 10,000 push-ups in 1 month.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I strongly believe that I can.
I'm not saying you can't. It's just to me, see what I'm saying? It's all mindset. It's all perspective. Like to me, I'm sitting here
Well,
saying, but this is my point, is that I'm sitting here telling you, damn, 350 is a lot. And you're sitting there telling me, why is it a lot? I think I could do 350. And I think that's an
okay.
important thing too. And the most important thing I think in life, like in a situation like this, is that for you not to listen to me now. To not like let that voice like when you're at 300 one day and you think, fuck man, like I got 50 more, to not think of my voice saying, damn, Ali was right. That I can, you should look at it the complete other way, which is like, fuck this guy. Like, I'm gonna hit this 350. Like, I can hit this
Yeah.
350.
Yeah.
Perspective is very
Yeah.
important.
I was reading something yesterday. You know what's the most record push-ups one dude did? I think he's from New Zealand. I think, if I'm wrong, I
Uh-huh.
might be wrong, but I think he's from New Zealand. In 1 hour, guess how many push-up he did? How
How
many
many?
push-ups he did? Guess, throw a number. 1 hour straight.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you about someone named David Goggins in a second, who's this guy's insane. And I've seen him pull up crazy numbers. I don't, since it's not him, but I'm gonna throw a high number. I would say about a
Go
thousand.
ahead. 1,000 in 1 hour?
One hour?
Yeah, in one
No
hour
more. It has to be more. If you're saying you could do 350 in a day,
in
I'm
a
gonna
day.
say 2,000, 2,500.
The dude did 3,207. He
Damn.
broke that record.
In an
And guess what?
hour.
They said 18 of them wasn't counted because he didn't go down all the way. 18 or 19, I forgot that number.
They just didn't count 18 of them?
Yeah, they didn't because he
Oh.
didn't go all the way down, I guess. Like
Right. The
I didn't
form was
I
probably
did
off
not
or
read.
something.
If you go on Google now, it's there. Just like most push-ups, New Zealand guy,
Here, let's
whatever, it'll
see.
be there.
Also, like the guy I'll tell you about, he did he did pull-ups, but in like a day or something. He has the world record for it. His name is David Goggins. But F this guy's insane. Like, can you still see me by the way?
Yeah. Yeah. I can, yeah. Oh, you're typing it? Yeah. Just say I should
Most
shut it.
pull-ups now, you're
I
right.
should
It's from
shut
a
it to
guy in
make
Australia.
Oh,
No,
Australia. There you
yeah,
go.
hold
I
on.
was close.
Are you sure the number was wrong? It
No, read
says
it.
1,131
No,
in one
sir. No,
hour.
sir.
And what do you
Then
mean?
hold
I'm
on.
looking at it right now.
Dude, the guy did it in April, somewhere in April. Is this April 2023?
Here, let's see.
I just showed it to my kids today. Like it should be there. I think
And
it was in New Zealand.
yeah, FA, it says 1,130. You sure it was push-ups?
Yes.
Because
I'm one
he just broke the record. Wow, this guy broke David Goggins' record too of pull-ups. He did 8,008 in 24 hours. Before, David Goggins did about like 400. I don't know. I don't see the one you're talking about, to be honest.
it should be there.
I don't know. Whatever. The
I
point is
wish I had my
the
laptop.
point is he did a lot of push-ups in an
I'll
hour.
I'll 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 have a photo on that our next one, and I'll
Okay.
just show it to you because I don't have my laptop next to me.
Yeah, no, I feel
But
you.
but he did, dude. He did like I think they said 58 push-ups per minute, something like that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That means like
every
what, about a
second
push-ups a second? Yeah.
per second. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I read half of the
The thing
article.
is,
I
the thing
mean,
I think doing it for like he did it consistently though. For him to average something like that, that's
yeah,
insane.
yeah, yeah. He didn't
Yeah.
stop, but I don't know though. Like that's a lot.
What the?
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
But to my point, well, actually, the thing I was gonna reference, the reason he's able to do a lot of that is because he gets past his mental, he blocks out his like mental state of mind. Like David Goggins described it one time. He said, because this guy's insane. I think one time he ran. Oh, I'll tell you one story. Like there was 100-mile race. Okay, he ran 8 100-mile races, each one week after week, week after week. So Sunday on the first week he did 100 miles. Sunday on the or whatever, like Sunday on the second week he did 800 100 miles. 800 miles total in 8 weeks he ran. Imagine that. Back to back. Imagine 100 imagine running 100 miles just once by itself. Anyway, so the way he explains it is a lot of times you have like you listen to your own head, you get in your own head. And he says your body when the reason when it comes, for example, when you start running out of breath, you start getting tired, your mind starts to close off basically. And it tells itself, yeah, we can't do this anymore, right? But when you ignore this and you allow your brain to, now your brain says, well, oh shit, well, if I don't let go, like if I don't let go of this tension, we're not going to be able to keep going. Like we're fucked. Like we have to keep pushing forward. And the next thing that it does is obviously either you shut down completely, but which is like that's but it tends not to do that. It understands that, hey, we can't shut down right now. And what it does is he explains this better, but I'm just paraphrasing. Your mind then relaxes and says, you know what, we got to do what we got to do, and it shifts into a second gear and it just keeps going. So for him,
100%.
he's able to block out this voice. Like even think of it. Don't tell me. And I read this book. Uh, I'll get the name for you in a second. But I read this book and it talks about this thing called resistance. And a lot of times in your life, you experience resistance throughout your day. Like anytime, for example, you just let's just use studying on the simplest, like, and it's just a simple example. You say, "Damn, I gotta study." Okay. Oh, okay. I just need an hour. Oh, don't worry. Then an hour passes, another hour passes, another hour passes. You just keep going, going, going. And why? All because you allowed this thing in your mind, this secondary voice, this resistance to block you from getting there. Like, look at us here. I know there was a couple of days where we could have recorded earlier, but we sat there and said, "Oh, fuck, bro, I'm not in the mood." But if we can get past this little block, you can accomplish anything. But the point is
I
getting
agree.
past it. Like right now, we're here. And the book describes like one of the ways to fix it is just we said this, treat this like a job. Be a professional. You got a time? Like right now, we said, hey, we're gonna meet up at 10 your time, which is like 8 my time. So we said, all right, meet up at 8 o'clock. That's it. We're here, we're here. And as long as you do that consistently, like we said, you can get anywhere, honestly. And I think
I
a
agree.
lot of time, things in our generation, or even kids like my age and like younger, a little bit older, even everyone experiences this. But we get lazy. We're not patient enough to see things through.
They drop their sword so
Yeah.
easily,
And
and they don't even.
we're guilty of this. I mean, but
Yeah, yeah,
I think the
definitely.
main thing is now, that's why I tell you, like with this, as long as we're on it, keep be consistent, set time, set dates, and keep pushing forward. You cannot convince me. Maybe not now, maybe not in a year, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But hey, I'd rather be doing this, having a good time, being ourselves, letting other people kind of relate to us if they can. I guess that's the point of us being you. And yeah, I mean, it's a fun little thing. And like we said, worst case scenario, we had a little bit of fun. We get to catch up every once in a
Definitely.
while, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
That's a good experience too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it 20 years from now, you sit back and watch your videos. Oh God,
Yeah.
they'll be lovely.
Could you, this is the thing too, is like, could you imagine we're in a time where this is a thing? Like, like this was used to freaking make swords and arrows out of rocks and shit, and now we're sitting here talking through a camera and with mics.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. I gotta say something about that. But back to
Yeah,
the
sure.
mind, back to the mindset. I used to tell my kids, "Give me 20," meaning like give me 20 push-ups, right?
Yeah.
So they do 20, right? Then when I start reading about what you just said,
Right.
I'm like, I have to change. I'll be like, come on, give me push-ups till you drop. Because when you say give me 20, their mind set to 20.
Yeah, you're right.
And by 19, 20, they're done. They feel like I did it. I'm done.
Because that's the
But
goal.
no,
That's the
that's
limit
it.
that they
It
have
was
in
like
their head.
till
Yeah.
you drop, and all of a sudden they're like 35, 40.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like it's you right. It's all mindset.
Everything is mindset. Your body's capable of so many things. Dude,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy that I'm telling you about, there's an interesting story. His knee, think of this, when so his knee got to a point, like his knees were gone, putting that much pressure all over you. And when he went to the doctor told him, I don't know how you're walking. I have no idea how you're walking. He's like, and let alone running. He's running. He doesn't give a fuck. He runs. Imagine. And the doctor and the freaking, yeah, doctor is sitting there and he's telling him, dude, how are you walking? The pain is just, he doesn't even give a fuck. Like, he's just saying, I got to do this. I got to do what I have to do. What's funny story is when they went to his Achilles, okay, or sorry, not his Achilles, his ACL, okay, or his meniscus, when they went to him with the scalpel, the doctor's freaking knife, I guess, the scalpel. He went to cut it and the scalpel broke. You know how sharp that thing is. It broke when they were going to cut his meniscus. And it's like, imagine the pressure of him just running all the time, just running after running, running. How strong, how his mindset was in a different field, a different role. Now I think the thing for him is like it's probably really hard to get to his level of like competitiveness or mindset. But if you can just use that on the smallest scales and just push it forward in your life, like you said, piece by piece, day by day, and then don't set limits. Just say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and then keep pushing forward, keep trying to reach for more. I think that's the most important thing.
100%. And that works on everything.
Yeah, consistency,
On
bro. Yeah,
everything. Yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. And back, it's crazy how you said we used to do like build swords in from rocks and
yeah.
whatever. We were at the Six Flag last week,
Oh
Sunday.
yeah, yeah. I remember. Yeah,
Yeah, and we were waiting in line, right? And my son, the oldest Azem, goes like, "That's crazy!" Like he's watching all the games, how they're working, engineering. To be
yeah,
honest,
for
it's
sure.
amazing. You know how
Hell
they
yeah. Have you seen
just
those one of those bolts that they use? How big it is? Like it's insane. And then how everything can like withstand like what it's able to
yeah,
withstand.
dude. The Joker is amazing. Like the game called
It's
the
different
Joker.
there. I don't know the ride. You mean like the one the
Yeah, the right, the Joker. It's crazy.
I don't
Like
know. Our
you
Six Flags is
just
different
sit,
than yours.
you just sit back and watch it, how they built it. I mean, what kind of engineering was done to
Yeah.
it? What kind of tools, motors they put in
Engineering's
there?
important, man. I think engineering is
Yeah,
really
it's
underestimated. Like it's
crazy.
underrated. Like I think a lot of
Oh yeah,
doctors get a lot of obviously doctors are super important. I'm not saying no, but think of engineers like bro, the way they thought of planes, the idea of like planes literally change how we maneuver through the world and how the
yeah,
world,
yeah.
like we said, phones even on the simplest like I mean like
True, true,
imagine how complicated phones are, but how simple they make life. It's insane.
true.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah. So he was sitting down, was like, he was just what looked at me, said, he said, Baba, like how crazy life, builds up. I was like, what do you mean? It's like how we were fighting and sword, like the same thing. He was telling me this. Look at
Yeah.
it. Look at us right now. Look at us right now. I was
Now
like, well,
people are more concerned with the taking a selfie compared to,
yeah.
hey, how am I gonna make it to the next day? Like imagine that. Like everyone now it's like everyone's in that same mindset. Back in the day, everyone's in the same mindset. I need to survive. Like that's all they thought about. And now you're more
And
concerned
that's why
about,
they succeeded.
yeah.
That's why they
Yeah, that's true.
succeeded.
That's true. That's why a lot of success. I mean, obviously we have our own successes, but not in terms of like dominating the world, I guess. Like that's such a harsh way to see it, but it's look at how different it is compared to now. Like now, no one cares. No one's but people are too concerned about themselves or how many likes they're gonna get on an Instagram post or whatever. Like that's what everyone's worried about, and it's crazy to think that, but it's true.
Yeah, you're right. I was, I was had crazy ideas in my head, right? They just come to me. I can't control that, right?
Yeah, fair. You know
we
what's
we
interesting? What's interesting is the book. You know, hold on, let me get the book. I can't believe I forgot the name. I read it like about like 2, 3 weeks ago. Hold on. Yes. Yes. You should read this actually. It's not that long. It took me like not even a couple. Like it didn't take me that long to read it. It's called The War of Art.
hmm, that's a good name.
Yeah. Break through the blocks and win your inner creative battles. The thing is, like you said, that it just comes to you. The book mentions that a lot of people have that like like that creativeness or that, that push to want to like level up in life, whether that be in acting or writing. He even mentions if you want to be a doctor, whatever the case may be. But the idea is some people have something that allows them to push themselves forward. And that idea is to fight that resistance. The idea is to push past that resistance. He mentions a lot of people, they get these ideas naturally. Like these ideas just come to them. Sometimes they're in the shower. And because they're so consistent on things, like I'll tell you one of the stories he mentions about himself. He's a writer. Of course, he wrote the book, but he also writes other books that are like fiction and that aren't real, basically. And he mentions, he's like, as long as you're consistent and as long as you maintain a schedule, you maintain a routine, and you push forward with that, things will start coming to you like naturally. And sometimes people naturally have this, but they don't act on it. For example, I'm sure, like you just mentioned, you get these ideas, but you've never acted on it in your life. You haven't had that drive to push yourself forward ever since you're young. I know you mentioned like how you wanted to be a director when you were younger, for example.
Oh yeah,
Of
that's
course,
my
there's
dream.
more to this story, but we'll
Yes,
talk
yes.
about that another
But
time.
still, I take most of the blame also because
For
I
sure,
take
for sure.
most of
Look, at the
yeah,
end of the
yeah.
day, your life is in your hands. Like whatever the
Bro,
case may be, your life is in your hands. But it definitely makes it easier if the people around you are pushing you rather than holding you back, I think.
100%.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I completely agree. But
yeah.
if it's in you and you want to do it, you gotta
You gotta,
break
that's what I'm
all the
saying. You gotta
walls
break
around
that.
you.
And you got exactly.
But
You have to break
the,
through that resistance, the resistance that
uh,
he mentions. And in doing, and you do this by being consistent, maintaining a schedule. And like he mentioned, he's like, one time I was writing this book and I was maintaining my consistency, I was pushing myself. But and again, I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, then I'd be in the shower, and then I'd remember, oh, there's a typo on page 58. I gotta fix that. It just starts like things just, oh, you know what? There's a better way to write that. Oh, you know what? There's a better way to do that.
yes,
Like, I think
sir.
now
I
I'm kind
I
of
I
feeling like this right now, like how we are now. When we first started initially, we were a little nervous. I know I'm mentioning this again, but now it's like it's flowing. Things are connecting. Things are going through, and I think the main thing is just showing up, getting there. Fine, it's gonna be a little awkward. It's gonna be a little stupid. It's gonna be a little whatever, but this is us. And the main thing is doing
100%.
it and pushing. And I think that's when it goes back to you, right? Like right now, what, you're 40, like you said, 40, you said two, right?
43.
40, 43. There's
Yeah.
this video where where the guy's like, oh, like, yeah, I'm 40. And then it's like with Kevin Hart. And the guy's like, yeah, I'm like 50 something. And he's like, damn. And it's like, I don't think you're at damn yet, but I mean, you're getting there, FA. But see, this is my point. Now you're doing something. Like, could you imagine? We're recording this video now. We're about to post this on YouTube, and your kids are gonna watch this, and they're gonna think we're
Oh, they will.
stupid, but it's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, they're gonna find a lot of shit about me they don't know.
Yeah, that'd be
Later
hilarious.
on,
Oh
it gets
yeah,
better and better
yeah,
and
for
better.
sure. That's why you
Yeah.
lived a very interesting life, I think, and I think it should be shared with the world. But we'll
Oh,
give it time,
definitely.
guys, as time
Yeah.
progresses.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, everyone's lived an interesting life, no? I mean, think about that. We all have a story to tell here and there. There's no way.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. They'll probably, if I listen to you, listen to my neighbor, like everyone has a different
Everyone
story,
has
man.
something to say. And that
Yeah.
builds onto your stories. If someone tells you something funny enough, you start saying that story to other people too. Like
But
obviously
a
not
lot of
lying, but
people,
what I'm saying is like you mention your neighbor, you say, "Hey, like one time he did this, one time he did that," stuff like that.
yeah, but a lot of people, they don't like to talk about their stories, or they feel like, oh, I shouldn't be saying this, shouldn't be saying this. Just speak up. Like, who
But I
cares?
think that
Just
goes back to the thing of people aren't honest. No, like a lot of times, it's funny though. When if a story is funny enough, you don't give a shit if they're lying or not. Sometimes, honestly, like that's what makes things beautiful. No, and it's funny how someone could like die with a lie, knowing that nothing ever really happened. Like, could you imagine that? Just telling a story. like the most amazing story, and then you're in too deep. You can't back out. Every time someone mentions it, you have to repeat. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of like I'm
But
overthinking this
somehow
at
you
this
gotta mess
point. But
up.
yeah,
Somehow people will find out like, oh, dude, he's lying because you can't remember
you're right though. Yeah, I've
everything
I've,
you
I've
said.
experienced that, Loki, like with a lot of people that we know. Yeah.
Unless you're very professional, you have very sharp memory. What's the percentage of that? I mean, people gotta know like the dude just lied. Like if I tell you, if I
Yeah,
just make
but
a
that's my
story right
thing.
now,
But no one ever really calls anyone out though. Like it's usually like think about
that's a
that. Like
pussy shit.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I know, but it's true. It's true. No one ever calls anyone out. You could be lying your whole life. No one's gonna ever like. It's rare to run across someone who's gonna sit there and call you out on your bullshit.
I agree.
I mean,
I
we're not that
agree.
way, but I mean, well, I mean,
And
sometimes we have to
I
let things
know.
go.
But what's so funny? Let's say if we're visiting someone and all they do is just sit down and talk and say lies, whatever.
Yeah,
You're just like, yeah, 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 yeah. As soon as you walk out, you just talk shit behind their back,
yeah, that's true.
like fuck
People,
it, just yeah, just. But you'd be
but
like, I
hey,
can't
it's
tell.
interesting. But a majority of the world lives that way. Like a majority of the people they don't mind. Like a lot of people will say
You
this,
think
right?
90%?
I'll say this. A lot of people believe that they want to hear the truth, but a lot of people can't deal with it. Like a lot of times, some people, if you tell them, they can't tolerate it. So they're just okay with them being lied to. Like they just live their lives knowing that, hey, like even though this is happening to me, like I'm cool with it. It's fine. Now they say they're not fine. They say, oh, like no, I no one should lie to anyone, no, but at the end of the day, if you're straightforward with them, they can't handle it. And I think like you said, at least 90% of the world is just not they're not honest about themselves. Like no people are too insecure, I think, especially nowadays
But
with
would you
social
rather?
media, with everything, people are too insecure about what what makes them happy. And sometimes some people don't want the nicest cars in the world and they're okay that way, and I think that's fine. I think it's crazy to look at someone who's happy and say they're living life wrong. I think that's crazy. Of course, unless they're doing something like completely against the law or like like murder or things that are wrong and like obviously there's some
Oh
things
yeah,
that are
definitely.
common sense
Red
morally
lines, red
wrong, red
lines.
lines of
Yeah.
course, but for the most part, I mean, if I'm content with my life, not doing anything wrong, not doing it, not sinning, whatever the case may be, I don't see what's wrong with someone living the life the way they want to live it. But I think people are too focused on other people's lives rather than their own, and I think that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. If I do this, oh God, what they gonna think of me? If
Yeah,
I do this,
rather than
oh no
saying,
no.
"Hey, this is what makes me happy. I want to do this," but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I gotta show up with a short and just regular shirt. No, what are people gonna say about you? Wear this, wear this. Like this is crazy.
Yeah,
It's very difficult to be you these days.
that's
I
true.
mean,
That's true.
very, I would say 10%. That's be like, who cares? Yeah, this is me. They like me, they like me. They don't, they don't. But you can't have this mentality all your life. Somehow, probably
You,
I fall into
but some people
being
don't.
fake too
Hmm.
sometimes because
Yeah, sure, sure, yeah.
yeah, but right now, like
But I don't
right
know. Would you
now,
call it fake though? If sometimes like some people can't understand it any other way. Like even if you're honest with certain people, they don't tolerate it. They don't like it. Like
of course they
they
don't.
say that they like it. They say that they enjoy it, but then their actions will say otherwise. Like for example, I might call someone on their bullshit and they act like oh no no thank you, I appreciate you telling me this, but then they stop talking to you for like 5 weeks and
Exactly.
they don't give a fuck
But you
about
don't
you.
need
Yeah.
that person in your life.
I
You don't.
agree. I agree. But I mean, we've learned that I think as we've gotten older,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and
That's
then
exactly what I was
yeah.
telling you. When I was growing up, I had a bunch of fake friends. Maybe I was like, yeah, I had to lie a little bit here and there. But the older
Look,
I
I mean,
got,
white lies happen sometimes, I feel like, but
yeah, you
but
gotta
but
do
but
white
I feel like
lies.
you still consider, I mean, it's still a lie at the end of the day. But
But what is your attention to, like, just for to
yeah,
break
that's
a
true. It
problem
is your intention
to
sometimes. But I don't
yes,
know.
of course.
Tell me, but you can't convince me, and I'm sure you agree with this, that when you're honest, like life is so much more smoother though. Like if you can avoid even white
Very,
lies themselves, life is so much better.
very.
Yeah.
I completely agree. And I wish that I can be 100% honest because sometimes I do white lies. I do it just for the peaceful. I mean,
I agree. I
I
agree. It
feel
has
this
to
is
happen.
wrong. I
But
feel
but
this
but
is wrong.
Uh-huh,
You
go
shouldn't
ahead.
be doing really white lies. But sometimes you got to. You feel like
Yeah, I think
if
the
I do
people, the
this,
person in front
then
of you, sometimes they're not, like I said, they're not capable of comprehending things in a certain way sometimes, and you kind of just have to let them hear the other side, just to let things go smooth, just let things pass, I guess you could say.
I would say yes. But what I mean by white lies, like family, like sometimes you got to do some white lies to sleep happy. I mean, let problems go inside your house. But as
Yeah,
right
but
now
letting let,
at my
uh
age, I'll tell everybody, dude, the only friend who tells you, the only friend that you should have, the one who tells you, hey, your face is ugly.
that's true.
That's the only friend you need to have. Dude, trust me, way less friends,
Yeah,
better
you're right
for you.
though. Like
I learned this. I learned
yeah,
this.
even like when Femi, my brother, when he was like giving us shit for not like posting, he was giving us the most shit, I think. He kept messaging us like all the time. Where is it? Where is this? Where is that? Like, even though I'm gonna be real with you, I was getting annoyed. But at the end of the day, I thank him for that. Like the fact
Oh,
that
definitely.
he's on it, and he was making sure like, hey, we get here and we do this. I love it. I mean, of course, and then we took the step, we took the initiative, but that's important. You need that. As
But
annoyed as we were,
he did help. He did
hell
help,
yeah, hell yeah,
definitely.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I read all his messages. That's why I kept saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. But you're right. But because he cared.
yeah. He
He
did, he did.
this is the type of friend you want to
Yeah.
have. This is the type of friend you want to have. Like he's there for you. He want to push you to do what you want to do, what you
Hmm.
like to do. I mean, I love the dude. I really do because
Yeah.
he's freaking straightforward and honest.
He's probably the most straightforward person we know. This guy's ruthless
He
sometimes.
does
Yeah,
not give a
he
shit.
doesn't even believe in white lies. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah, just say it, dude. Like, who cares? Well, sometimes he can't. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe when he'll get married and have kids and have a wife and
I don't
gonna be
know.
around some people, he'll change to the better. I know. But myself, I've changed a lot. I've changed a
I'm sure
lot
like the life you lived has.
mentally, and I wish that I had this mentality when I was back in
Yeah.
my 20s. My life would be probably way better now.
I definitely think.
Maybe, I don't
Yeah.
know, but I, I used to get mad easily. I used to get nervous
Yeah.
and used to get freaking blow up so easily. But for what? In the end of the day, for what?
I remember you told me like
For what?
sometimes you just like, even if something bugs you now, you're kind of like, ah, whatever. Like it's not worth causing a problem
It's,
sometimes for it.
it's not. It's
Yeah.
not. But
I'm sure you have moments. You're human. You're human.
I still have that
Yeah.
freaking disease, man. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes I feel fire in my chest, like I almost
Bro,
did
but
something stupid
yeah, that's
today.
true.
I almost did it, but I had to control
Did
myself.
you
I
even
had
mention it what you did yet? I'm so confused.
like did what?
Did you mention it?
Like
Am I forgetting this already?
yeah, no, I did. No, I didn't. I didn't. No,
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 you
no.
didn't get
Like
to it yet. Here, then
no,
let's
no.
end it off. It's already been an hour so far. I know we're having
Okay,
a
perfect.
blast.
So
Okay,
I
this
didn't
is
even feel
amazing.
that
That's
hour.
what
It
I'm
flew,
saying. That's what I'm
which is
saying.
good. Yeah, I was so
At least I hope it's
close
been an hour. I
to
don't
do
know, but
something
yeah.
stupid,
Go ahead.
but
Let's end it
but
with this. Go ahead.
the only way that I ran away from being stupid, I shut my phone down.
Your
I shut it
phone.
off. I shut it off.
Interesting. Okay.
I shut it off and I kept driving. Like, because if it was on, so many times I was going to grab it and make that phone call,
No shit.
be a
Yeah. You know
dick
what
about
though?
it.
That takes a lot of strength. Honestly, like sometimes it just let
And
things
I'm
go.
like,
Like fuck it.
as long this bitch is on, I'm going to make that phone call. And many times, like, you know what?
You
Shut that
turned
bitch
off
off.
your. You know what?
I
Hey,
did. I did. I did. I turned it off and I tossed it in the back, like all in the
that's probably.
back.
You know
I
what's
tossed that
interesting?
phone.
A lot of times, little things like that make a big difference. So I'm
I
glad you did
won.
it. Let me get
I
exactly.
won.
You won. You beat your resistance. You beat that
Yes.
motherfucker in your head, and that's what's
Yes.
the most important thing.
Just imagine I made that phone call and blah, 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 blah. Oh my God. I'll be like, what did I do? What did I do? I won.
Yeah.
I came home and com
And
the
your
phone
day went
stayed
on.
in my car. Like I walked to the house, kissed the kids, kissed the wife, showered, we all
I say,
ate, and
that takes a lot of strength. I know that sounds a little whatever
you
cliche
gotta do what you gotta do
if you
sometimes,
want
my
to. Yeah, I
friend.
feel you. But can I tell you something? That takes a lot of strength. I think a lot of people couldn't do that, and I think that's an important thing. I think the lesson I guess take from all this is don't listen to that fucker in your head sometimes.
No. Well, age matters too. Maybe if I was in my
Yeah,
20s,
yeah,
I
I feel you.
probably didn't do that. I'll be blowing up left and right every single
I
day.
mean, look,
But
I'm still in my 20s. I would say as I'm 25, so that my last 5 years of my life were definitely the most like where I learned the most. I learned the most about like being in control of your emotions, and I think that's such an important thing. Understanding your emotions is another thing, and understanding the person
very
in front of you, like understanding the what the person in front of you is feeling, is super, super, super important. But yeah,
100%, man.
I mean, it's been an hour.
100%.
I think we had a good time.
Yes, we did.
Uh,
Yes, we did.
so until honestly, we have to set up these dates. We gotta be on it. I think this was really good because we got a good feel of everything. And yeah, it was a little awkward in the beginning, so I appreciate everyone who stayed listening until the end.
Likewise.
I
Likewise.
think I'll leave a little message in the beginning to ask them to just stick through, and hopefully it's worth it. Until the next time, we're gonna be as consistent as can be, listening to our own advice. And yeah, again, thanks for listening. And this is us being you.
That's it. Thanks for
What a
listening.
stupid ass fucking. Is that
No,
what
you
we're gonna
did
have
good,
to?
man. You did good. You did good.
Yeah,
I
that
think you
wasn't too
did
bad.
good.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.